All right. Well, hello and happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the show this week. As always, I am your host, David Burrows, and hope you've had an enjoyable weekend. Busy one for me, busy week. I'm always busy, right? Somebody said to me the other day, how do you have time to do that and that? And now you want to do that? It's just time management. How many hours are in a day? 24, right? I only sleep for 2 of them. What can I say, right? So we've got a great lineup of guests here coming up here in just a few moments. But I want to wish you happy Monday, because Mondays are one of my favorite days of the week, because we always get to talk to some fantastic people doing some great things in our community. And we're going to get to that in just a few moments. So stand by for that. And I know I say that every week, but it really is true. And no lack of anything to do in our community. And can you believe tomorrow of this live broadcast? October 1st. How did that happen, right? Still, the weather's been pretty decent. A little bit of rain, but that's okay. We need the rain to keep some things growing, right? I got to cut my grass one more time. Or I'm going to get my son to cut the grass one more time. I should say that, right? Thank you so much for joining us. And if you are watching this broadcast, we'd appreciate you clicking on the share button to share around some of the things that we're going to be talking about here and show some of the people in our community. So click the share button and give us some love. Also, if you are wanting to comment or ask questions to our guests during this broadcast, we're being simulcast in about 5 different places of the planet. We're being broadcast in the United Kingdom, Ireland, South Africa, throughout the United States, and of course here in Canada, this is being broadcast. So thank you to all of our Facebook Hub friends for doing that. So if you're watching anywhere but on the Show with David Burrows page, we won't see your comments. If you want to share your comments, you have to come over to the Show with David Burrows, and you can comment under this broadcast, and our guests will be able to see that. All righty. Well, this is going to be a tough one. Sarnia Sting off to a rough start of the season. They are 0-3 right now. It is more than a game. That's what they're calling it this year. A young team, a nucleus, I guess. Our friend Lee Cunningham from CHOK Radio calls the nucleus of this team a very young team. Surrounded by some veterans, but it has been a tough go. Of course, they started off against Hamilton. That didn't work out at the home opener. And this past Friday, a hard fall to Saginaw Spirit, who beat the Sarnia Sting 9-3. It was a tough game. And they did come back a little bit near the end, but a little too late, as they say. And then yesterday, Sunday, down to Flint Firebirds, and Flint Firebirds 8-5. Now, that being said, the Sarnia Sting did come back hard in the second period, but still just coming up short. Now, we also do the post-game interviews, thanks to our friends down at Active Ears and Oswald's Diner. And we got an opportunity to catch up with Anthony Tabak of the Sarnia Sting. We're going to take that interview right now. Take a look, and I'll be back.
Here with Anthony Tabak post-game. I thought not a bad start, and unfortunately it just kind of got away from you guys with the specialty teams there. They seem to come in bunches tonight.
Yeah, well, as you said, we got caught in some penalty trouble there, and it's a lot of young guys on this team, so, it's not a result we want, but a couple of these young guys got to learn how to, they're new to this league. It's faster pace. And some of the vets, too, we got to execute specialty teams as power play and penalty kill and just bear down all around.
I know it's a fine line, and I know the message coming into the season was they wanted you guys to be aggressive. They wanted you guys to go after pucks, to get into the corner. As a young team, is that hard again? Is it a learning curve to find out where that line is to be aggressive but not overly aggressive and to make sure that you're staying out of the box and being disciplined?
Yeah, well, I think you saw it tonight. A lot of the guys are all working hard, but it's about working smart too. And it's not all about, getting in there with your heads down and just pile driving everyone, but it's about layering and picking up loose pucks as well. We just got to learn that.
When you talk about young team, there's the young mindset that goes on there as well, and that's when the veteran guys got to show some leadership. How hard is that when you're really down a lot out there?
Well, it's something we got to show earlier in the game and not get down early, and we just got to the veteran guys got to step up, as I said, PK and power play, and not dig us in a ditch.
I know you guys aren't one to make excuses, but you look at the lineup. You got Ryan McGregor. We talk about that experience. You got Ashton Reeser out of the lineup. Kelton Hatcher went down some point during the game tonight. That's got to be hard. That's got to be hard for you guys to try and pick up that slack for guys like that out of the lineup.
It is, for sure. You know, we got guys like Reese and Hillsy out of the lineup too tonight, and they're big guys in our lineup. But we just got to, you know, pick up the pace as well. You know, we're all a great group of guys, all know how to play hockey. We just got to go out there and do it.
With the younger group of guys, you know, what sort of message to them with an 0-2 start?
Can you say that again?
When you get a younger team, what is the message to them with an 0-2
It's
start?
just, you know, don't grip your stick too hard. You know, it's, at the end of the day, it's just hockey. It's faster pace, yeah, but it doesn't mean just throw the puck out blind. You know, take your time with it, just take care of the puck, and I think that's what we got to do.
What's it like for you being, you know, kind of being a veteran guy now after a couple years of being a youngster?
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to give tips out here. There's a lot of young forwards and defensemen, so when I see you guys, you know, making mistakes out there in practice too, and trying to give them pointers, and it's a good feeling.
Everybody always wants to know what's happening in the locker room between periods, conversations. But the coaching staff has to, you know, be leaders as well. Is there a motivational speech, or is it what happens there when you're down like that?
It's all the veteran guys step up, and they talk to us and say like what we've got to.
All right, there you go. Anthony Tobacco, the Sarnia Sting. Hard comings there, I guess, recently this past weekend, and then again in Flint, Michigan. But no quit attitude. They just got to step up their game and do the game that they know that they can. And hopefully we'll see some changes with the Sarnia Sting. Coming up this Friday, October the 4th, the puck drop 7:05 at the Progressive Auto Sales Arena. The Sarnia Sting play host to the Barrie Colts, and hopefully with some different results. And, of course, I'll be there pregame and intermissions giving you updates on what's happening with the Sarnia Sting, joined by my friend Jay Peckham. And I think Jake Chersky is going to join me there as well. We'll be there throughout the entire home game season. We'll hope you'll join us for that on Facebook. Well, this past weekend was a little extra fun on Sunday. I like saying that. I wanted to be that guy a long time ago. My son Jason and I, we got out to some lawn tractor racing. That's right, it is a thing, lawn tractor racing. 2 weeks ago, we were invited out there to live stream the racing out in Petroleum. We did it again yesterday, and not only did we get to go out and live stream it, they put us on a couple of them as well. And my son Jason and I were racing around the track and having a good time. We were hitting about speeds of about 35 miles an hour. I don't mind bragging and saying that I won the race. But that doesn't mean there won't be a rematch at some point. In fact, we put a challenge out to our friends at Preferred Towing, Colin Vanden Heuvel and Gary Vanden Heuvel. If you haven't heard already, well, Colin has, I know, and Tammy has as well. We're going to be looking to have a father versus son race next season with the Outlaws out in Petrolia. It isn't official yet, but I did see some response from Colin that said he was up for doing some more racing. And of course, we'll do it for a fundraiser as well. And maybe Tammy will join us out there too, right? We'll see what happens with that. We'll keep you updated. If you want to find out more about it, Western Ontario Outlaws.com. They will also be at the Brigden Fair on Sunday of the weekend of the Brigden Fair. So go out there, check out the Brigden Fair. But on Sunday, the Western Ontario Outlaws lawn tractor racing. Yes, I'm told one of 5 in all of Canada, but there are some other clubs around too. And we're going to be following up with some of the racers throughout the wintertime and in preparing for the upcoming season next year. We're going to be involved with them once again. So thank you to the Western Ontario Outlaws and to our friends down there that let us ride on their carts or their tractors as well. It was really fun. I could have done 20 laps, but we had a good time doing 10 out there. All right. Well, who doesn't like free? Well, I'll tell you, nobody that I know, lots of people that I know like free, and that's what we're going to talk about here. It's Free Stuff Sarnia Lambton, and we're going to bring on a couple of our guests who are here waiting in the lobby to talk with us. Hello, this is Ellen, and we have Christian here as well.
Hey, Dave. How are you?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good, good. Thanks so much for joining me. This is this is going to be eye-catching because the word free, who doesn't like free, right? But yeah, it's not just about the free though, right? It's about helping people out. And this is a group on Facebook. And I guess, Ellen, do we want to start with you, or how do we want to talk about how this got started here?
It got started by me thinking, a lot of these places charge a lot of money for used stuff. So I thought, what about putting up a free site where people can share back and forth things that they have, and get it out of their garage, their basement, and go from there. And we had a lot of fun. It started out with like 300 people, and now it's 3,700 people.
3,700.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Now, there must be some rules to this. I mean, obviously, we don't want people taking advantage of it, but we want people to be able to use it as well. So how do you draw that line? Are there some rules in this group?
Yes, there is. I'll let Kristen take it.
All right. Chris, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. So we were just talking about rules of the group. We don't want anybody to take advantage of it, but we want people to use it. So Ellen thought maybe you'd be good at describing how the group actually works and what the rules are and how they apply.
Yeah, we have a list of 10 rules, and it was kind of hard to come up with 10 rules in order to keep it fair for everyone. And that's the main point of having these rules in place, is so that everyone gets a chance to get stuff. Right. So we have it so that you can only write interested on items 2 times in a 24-hour period. So that kind of eliminates people commenting on everything. Okay. And then we do have rule breakers like every other group does. And what we do is, if they're reported to us or we catch them breaking a rule, we have 4 strikes and then you're out. So your first time is you get a couple of days off. Your second time is a 7-day. Your third time is a 7-day. And your fourth time, that's it. You're gone off the site.
Right.
And it's just to make it fair for everyone, with 0 tolerance for bullying or being ignorant or fighting, things like that. We just want to keep it nice, clean, friendly, and just want it to be fair for everyone.
Yeah. And overall, I mean, it's social media, you're going to get some of that, but overall, would you say the response has been a positive one?
Yeah. We have had a few issues getting it up to snuff. We've had people fight the rules, so we've switched it to allow them to do what they want, and then again, they fought that. So it's just been kind of hard, but now we have it set. It's been good. We're getting less reports in of bad stuff and people following the rules. We also try to keep the site as organized as we possibly can. Like, we used to have looking for posts. It's people looking for stuff.
Okay.
And you just, what would happen is you would just post that onto the main page. But now we have a particular post that's just dedicated to that. And then we keep those on for 7 days, and then it kind of resets after that.
Okay.
But generally, it's been doing pretty well.
Okay. Now, what kind of items are there typical items on there, or do you get some really big items once in a while? What are you seeing?
We get all kinds of items. We get TVs, couches, tables, you name it, we get it. Sometimes people do ask for a little bit much, and we kind of have to step in and be like, okay, like, for example, you can't ask for a free car.
No?
No. I mean, it would be nice. Trust me, it would be nice to allow things like that, but there are certain things we don't allow, like you can't give away pets, medication, that's a given right there. Anything that's broken or unusable, things like that.
Yeah. Well, I would say that would be kind of a concern too, because I know, like, back in the day, like Goodwill and places like that, they used to go through that, right? Where, like, I want to come get rid of that dresser and the drawers are broken and everything, and I'm basically using you as a free garbage pickup because I'm too lazy to get rid of it myself. Do you run into that at all?
We used to run into it, and then we implemented a rule where you have to state in the details the condition of the item, so that it's not a surprise to the person picking it up.
Okay.
Because especially with the internet now, it's so easy to go onto Google and just type in brand new dresser, and then post that picture, but that's not what you're getting.
Yeah.
So we have it set so that you have to post exactly what you're getting, the condition it's in, things like that.
Okay. Because I would think that, well, I know that you'd run into that sort of thing. How does one join this group? Can anybody be a part of this, or is it limited to certain people? Like, obviously,
Nope.
It's just for this area, though, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it's just for the Sarnia-Lambton area. I think we go as far as Watford, and then Alvinston is the next furthest. But other than that, and Chatham, we don't
do
we don't go
Chatham
as far
at all.
as Chatham, but it's
So
a
I've
pretty
got-
big area to cover.
So I've got like a dresser and a coffee table, and I've got some old records, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And an old DVD player and some speakers that are just collecting dust here. I could post them all at once on there, or how does that work?
So there's two different ways of posting. You can post them individually, or
Okay.
you can post it all as one post.
Right.
But how it is, if you're posting a post with multiple pictures, in the rules it states that you either have to comment on the main post if it states it in the, like, if the poster says comment on the main post, or to post on the individual picture.
Okay. Now, why is this important? Ellen, let's come back to you. Thanks, Christian, for all that. Why is this important to you? Why did you feel the need to do this? Because there's obviously some work involved.
Yes, there's a lot of work involved that people don't see behind the scenes. I did it because there's a lot of people in Sarnia that need the help.
Yeah.
And we also do, agencies may call us. We've had an agency that's been calling us once in a while and asking us to help certain individuals that are coming out of homelessness, coming out of rehab, coming out of integral homes, places like that. And we've been posting that. We don't put their name, we just put somebody is in need of help, and these are the things that they need. And people will help them get those items. So it helps the individual, it helps our community.
Yeah.
And I hate to see people go without. With that said, we're also doing a diaper drop. It's called Diaper Drop. We're collecting diapers for the people within the group that need the help. So usually before the 20th of every month, with the child tax coming out, they don't have enough diapers.
Okay.
So they can go to the end of the Good Shepherd and places like that, but they're usually still out of diapers. They still can't make enough. So we're getting enough diapers donated and some wipes, also formula coupons, and we'll start donating them to the people that need them as of November. So it'll be the 5 days before the 20th of November.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because that stuff's not cheap either, right?
Correct. And I've seen a lot of single moms and a lot of parents that are working that really have a hard time making ends meet, and we're trying to help them out as much as we can.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Tampon Tuesday?
Yeah, I've donated to it myself.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Because that's actually coming up tomorrow, right? They're doing that now at Stokes. Have you ever thought of some kind of collaboration there? It sounds like you're sort of both doing similar things, but those types of products seem to be very expensive.
They are expensive, and I've thought about talking to Michelle.
Yeah.
Because I know she's the one who organized Tampon Tuesday. So
Yeah.
I thought about talking to her about putting that together. So to see what we could do, what we could start, because right now it's just at my home, and we'll have another home in Central City by mid-October that people are donating to. We're not getting a lot of donations because it's just our site right now.
Right. Okay.
But if Michelle wants to expand that, I'm more than willing to speak to her about it.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like it'd be a good conversation, right? Both giving back to the community, and you obviously have to. Now you're really busy though yourself. Like you drive truck, don't you?
Yes, I do. I drive long haul, and I just had spine surgery, so I'm off. So
Yeah.
I'll be off for a little bit, but yeah, I'm very busy. I keep myself busy.
Yeah. And now when you are working though, like you're traveling out of town, are you? So
Yeah.
how did you obviously handle this while you're on the road?
Yes, I have Chris. He takes over for me when I'm gone, and we have other amends. We have 9 amends, Chris? I don't think you can hear me.
Are you there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
How many amends do we have?
I can't hear anything that Helen's saying, so
Oh.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. So Ellen, can you see her?
No, just you.
Oh, okay. Maybe if you want to pop out and come back in, that might solve the problem.
Oh, okay.
We'll try that.
So anyway, I believe in total there's a total of 9 amends that we have, and every administration has a job. So that's how we keep going.
Right.
But when I started out by myself, it was getting pretty hard, and I had to start bringing people in because it was getting bigger and bigger, and I never thought it would grow this big.
Yeah. Do you ever receive any? I mean, obviously, you're doing this. You're not doing this for the thanks of it, but are you getting some thank you response from the community that's using this service?
I do from some of the women that do call me and ask me for the help for these other places. But yes, I do. But I don't think there's very many people that really know within the community that we are on Facebook.
Yeah, well, that's, I guess, one of the reasons that we're having you here, right?
Yeah.
And Chris, for you as well, like you're busy. You have a young family, do you, or what?
Yeah,
what's your day life?
I have 3 daughters, and pretty much when Ellen's not available to be here because she is on the road quite a lot, I pretty much step in and handle the team, which are amazing. They all have their own duties that they have to do, and they listen, and it's pretty amazing. And we do get a lot of thanks, like especially from like the members of the site, and I have heard it out in the community as well. And
Right.
Just because there is a lot of families we do end up helping in the end, and it's just really gratifying.
Yeah. And sorry, do you work as well too?
Yeah, I'm actually in between right now, but I do a lot of stuff on the side just to keep me going. I do yard work. I help Helen with her computer stuff. I do that on the side too.
Now you're a busy guy, especially with 3 young girls. Yeah. Wow. What would you say this is going to look like, or where would you like this? What's the ultimate vision that you would like to see happen with Free Stuff Sarnia Lambton? Do you have a goal in mind?
Well, like, I'm pretty sure Helen has the same feeling. Like, we want this to be bigger, and we hope that other communities can take an example of what we do and how we run things just to help out their communities and stuff like that. So it's just about people helping people. Yeah.
Well, I think it's a good example of what you're doing. I didn't know about it, and I kind of know a lot of what's going on, so I was glad to have discovered it. Somebody shared it with me. We had a little barbecue down at your place there.
Yeah.
And got to know each other. Yeah.
I had to miss that because I had a tooth pulled, and my wife just got braces on that same time, so I had to miss that barbecue.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was really great, because this is a community spirit type thing, and I'd like to see more, like Ellen and her family had this barbecue, and they just reached out to me. As it happened, we only live like 2-3 doors down from each other. Yeah. But I thought that was really neat to just say, hey, I don't really know you or whatever, but come on down to my place and have a burger on us kind of thing. And it was like, oh, how do you say no to that? Right.
Free food's amazing.
And it was
And
well, it was
Yeah,
just
we-
very, it was just very welcoming, right?
Yeah, well, that was a men's from another group as well. The other men's that were there were in living well with chronic pain.
Oh yeah, right.
My daughter has the disabilities, and she's the one who runs that. And so Dom was there, and it was nice to see him there too. So, but yeah, we would like to see this expand and keep helping people.
Yeah.
So our community is worth it.
Well, I would say, well, I couldn't agree with you more on that one. It's, I would say, a great initiative by the both of you, and I can certainly see it growing. And keep me posted on what's happening, and we'll start sharing stuff over in my to my audience. And I'm glad that we could have you here, and hopefully this gets some more attention out for what you're doing. And we'll have you back in maybe a few months. You can give us an update on what's happening with the site.
All right, sounds awesome.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Christian and Ellen, thank you so much for your time, and keep up the great work that you're doing out there.
All right,
Okay,
thank you for
thanks,
having us, Dave.
All right. So Christian and Ellen from Free, who doesn't like free, right? I mean, from Free Stuff Sarnia Lambton. It's a Facebook group. Obviously, you're on Facebook if you're watching us here, so just type it in and find out. And if you got some stuff lying around, I know you can donate it here and there, but this is free and going out and coming back free, right? Free. Who doesn't like free? Thank you to both of them for joining me here, and happy to have them come back and join me again on the show. All right. Well, if you like music, well, he was there. Where did he go? Mike, don't do that to me. Mike was just there. We're going to have Mike Blackmore come back and join us here in just a moment. Yeah, the free stuff Lambton, I think a really neat idea, and obviously a couple of people, you know, it's a really good example of how, you know, I hear people say like, well, I want to give back to my community, but I don't know what I can do or what I can offer. Here's a couple people had an idea. They just started a group on Facebook. Who doesn't have Facebook, right? I think it's important that we all take some time to figure out a way to give back into our community. And I congratulate Ellen and Christian and their group for once again doing all of that. All right, we found him back after I did some stalling there, but our friend Mike Blackmore is coming on to join us here. How you doing, Mike?
Way to stall, Dave.
You were there and then you were gone. I was like, oh boy.
I just got home about 20 minutes ago. It's been going in and out, so I've been all different places in the house trying to make it work right.
Oh boy. All right. Well, we got 15 minutes here, so you got to hold on for 15 minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna try to hold on, Dave.
There you go. Mike Blackmore joining us here. Man, you are, when somebody says jack of all trades, you fit that bill pretty good.
Well, thanks.
From musician, and we're going to talk about your music, obviously, but you're a carpenter or woodcrafter by trade.
Well, I am now. I used to be. I have a journeyman refrigeration air conditioning ticket that I gave up 15 or 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to see an air conditioning guy show up on their front door because it's too much money.
Right. I couldn't agree with you more on that one. Been there, done that.
And everybody likes the carpenter, so, you know, it's a win-win for me.
Well, I've always got to say I'm not that guy. My father was always very handy and whatnot, but just wasn't. I'd try to build a house with a rubber mallet and a ball peen hammer. It just wouldn't work out really well, right? So I've always had an appreciation for people like yourself that do that, and I've seen some of your work. It's a real passion for you too. It's not just a job.
Well, I don't like to look over my shoulder when I'm leaving the job. So I like to do a good job, and when the job is done, you know, they'll call me back. You know, that's what I like.
And how long have you been doing that now?
It's over 15 years, I think, something like that. I can't remember. I have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
Well, the other thing and there's a website, folks, if you want to learn more about Mike Blackmore and his wood crafting that he does from tiles and cabinetry to just about anything to do with wood, right?
Yeah. Well, I do tile too. I did a backsplash there last week, Thursday and Friday, a big backsplash in the kitchen. The people whose house it was were there watching the real estate channel.
Oh.
For 2 days while I'm working. I'm happy I don't have cable.
Right. Gotcha. Well, your other passion, and I don't know if this is one of these passions bigger than the other, but you're a pretty talented musician as well, and you get out and play a lot.
Well, I play quite a bit. I play at least twice a month.
Yeah.
But I guess if you want to call making more money a passion,
that's woodcrafting.
That's woodcrafting. Yeah. I mean, I made a decision a couple of years ago that any equipment that I buy, the music has to pay for it. The woodworking isn't going to buy music equipment. So that's what I do. I make a bank account just for the music, and if I need guitars or processors or effects or whatever, they all come out of that bank account.
Well, that's a good plan, and it's obviously worked well for you. You're an original. You're very original though in your music. At least I think, And what I mean by that is you've got a unique way of performing. You're actually a single group.
Yes, I am.
Blackmore and Blackmore.
Well, yeah. Well, and I have to explain it. Like there's the equipment on the floor. All the loopers and the EQs and I just got myself an effects pedal that's a wah-wah pedal or a wah pedal. You know what that is?
Yeah, wah-wah.
So I've been having a ton of fun playing with that. I played up at the Colonial in Grand Band on Saturday night.
Nice. And
people just look up when they see you playing that because I put it in songs that they never hear it in.
Yeah.
So it's fun. I'm late coming to this business. I only started playing out when I was 35. So.
Oh, it was just like a couple of years ago.
Just a couple. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm having fun. I always have fun with it.
Yeah, you really do. And I have to say, and I've seen you perform many times over the few years that we've gotten to know each other. I've never heard you do the same thing twice.
Well, thanks, Dave.
That's, I've heard the same song title.
Yeah.
But I've never heard it done the same way twice.
Well, that's probably because it's like 3 or 4 months in between time that you first saw it and the next time you saw it, it's different. Well, there's an evolution going on all the time. Yeah. I tell you, Dave, it's amazing. It's amazing in the last, I'm going to say 2 years. Yeah. Ever since I got the looper and I started using the looper, I have someone to practice with.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other Blackmore guy.
Right.
It really is amazing. I can tell a difference weekly, and how much I improve.
Yeah. Well, and you fired the rest of the band, and you only got to pay one guy.
Right. Don't tell the band that.
Don't tell the band; it will hurt their feelings. Yeah.
No, they're they're fragile, like everyone else.
What kind of support do you have for all of this? I mean, it's always great. Like I know myself and others that I talk to that are doing their passion. You got to have a good support network around you. Is that part of your life as well?
Yeah, that is. Patty, I don't know how she puts up with me, but because I'll chase her around the house with the guitar, Oh yeah, I chase her around the house, and my brother shows up. He's a trucker, and he shows up from he drives long haul, and he shows up, and we both play guitar, and he's a lefty. So yeah, so we got her corralled in a corner playing a guitar on her,
She can't get away.
She can't get away.
What you sent me some pictures here, Mike. What's this picture of you sent me here?
This is an iguana from Tulum, Mexico.
Oh, been there. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Yeah. Anyway, this is the iguana that is featured on my guitar that I play all the time now.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And that, I think we've got that here as well. We've got a few.
Yeah. It's not a very big picture, but that's what do you call it? A wrap. It's a wrap. I get it printed in town here, and I just install it on the guitar. I've got like a half dozen of them coming out in the next month or so.
Oh wow!
And some of them are so amazing. People will want to stop you from playing just so they can look at the guitar.
Wow, it's fantastic. I'll have to. I'm looking forward to that. Is it so? It's a local printer that you had made those, or?
Yeah, at down on Davis Street, here on Repro Graphics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dan down there. He prints it out, and I install them on the guitars. I've got one old Yamaha I found in the garbage, and it's still a nice guitar. I took it all apart, and I got a nice design for that. My next door, across the street neighbor guy had an old Harmony. It's a copy of an old Gibson guitar. It's really a crappy guitar, but because there's no truss rod in it, so you can't do much with it. So anyway, I've got a design for that one, and another folk guitar. It's got a really cool skin going on it. Nice.
I'll be looking forward to seeing some of those, and I'm sure they'll be kind of original and unique in their own way, right? And
yeah.
You've got a CD out now.
I've got this Coyote CD out right now. It's everywhere. I've got more plays in Japan than anywhere else right now. I don't know why.
Really?
Really, I don't know why. Not a whole lot of plays, probably 50 plays or something like that. But I don't know who's doing it.
But you're talking about on Spotify?
Actually, I get more plays right now on Apple Music.
Okay.
Than anything.
So you're on Apple Music, and but you are on Spotify as well, right?
There's Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon, and there's got to be, and Amazon also has its own individual country sites. So they're all in French, or they're all in German, or they're all in.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to wrangle a way where I can kind of personalize those different international sites, because right now you can't put anything else on them.
Right. Okay.
Like this interview, I could put it on Amazon.de.
Right.
Yeah. Which is what I wanted.
And we'll get go for it, and we'll get pennies out of it, right?
Pennies. That's just it. Like with the whole putting your music on the internet for downloads is kind of creepy, because say Spotify, if you get your song played 450 times, that will buy you a medium regular coffee at Tim Hortons.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you brought that up, because honestly, I was going to kind of mention the whole money as a musician thing.
Yeah.
And you and it's been a while, but I know you and I have talked about this before. Steven Tyler, actually from Aerosmith, did an interview with Joe Rogan about Spotify and how he feels. He's actually, I believe he's got a lawsuit against him. Yeah. He feels like these big Spotifys and Apples, and I don't know if they're gonna sue me. Go ahead, I don't have anything. But pennies. And they're taking advantage of it. So why do you, the musician, and I don't just mean you, I mean you, the musician in general, why do you keep uploading that stuff? Why is it worth it to you to do that then? For the exposure?
Well, the thing with Spotify is that you can play. You don't have to buy. If Dave Burrows wants to go and sign on to Spotify for free music, you can listen to my whole album for nothing. Right? So that way I can send an email to CKUA in Alberta and say, okay, here's my album. I don't have to send you a physical album. Listen to all the songs and see what you think of it. And if you want to play it on the radio, play it on the radio and play it live, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an online demo feature.
It is. It's marketing. Like for the musician, it's all marketing. Especially say on Spotify, when you get 0.004 cents per play. You know.
Yeah. Well, and the other part of it all too is, I think, and I just had this conversation with somebody the other day, and actually he was a musician, and I said, it'd be somebody you'd know, I'll tell you later, but I reached out to him because we had some mutual friends, and I said, hey, I've watched your stuff, you're great, and I said, if you ever want to be on my show, kind of thing, and he was like, and what's in it for me? And I'm like, well, and he said, what, exposure? And I'm like, well, yeah, but I'm not. It's not like I knew where he was coming from with that, But I tried to explain to him. I said, yeah, but I'm not looking to hire you to play at my fundraiser event, and I'm asking you to play for free, and there'll be lots of people there. You'll get lots of exposure. I'm not that merchant, right? But it as the conversation went on, it got nicer. But it was part of the conversation was that I can see where he's coming from in the sense of musicians have been turned off a bit, I think.
They have.
People.
Yeah.
But is it the people's fault or is it the musicians' fault?
Well, it's a cultural thing, I think, because there's lots of guys and girls my age, right, who have been playing the songs that came out in the 60s, since, 60s and 70s. They know the songs. They play excellent. They're excellent players. They have a basement full of equipment, but they don't want to go out and sell themselves for gigs.
Yeah.
They'll go out and play for a friend of theirs who has a bar, or a friend of a friend of a friend who has a bar, and they'll play for a few beer and some food.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, I got a birthday coming, and I really like your music. Will you come play my birthday party?
Sure. How much cake do I get?
Right? But there'll be lots of people there. It'll be great exposure for you.
Oh, good. Yeah. No, I just try to stay in the news and stay current. That's for me, being current is very important.
Yeah.
At least being original and current, so you kind of fit in with things that are happening now. Not that I want to be a rapper or anything like that, but
I think you'd be a good rapper.
I would be, I think. Yes.
You got the face for it.
I can put that on the list of what people say my face does for them.
What about the question, and let's get back to your music in a second, but I want to ask you this one. So you want me to pay you X number of dollars to perform at my gig, whatever that gig looks like. But you say, well, $100 a man isn't enough because they've been paying $100 a man for 20, 25 years. But if I say to you, I say, well, okay, but you're doing all covers, right? Oh, yeah. Okay. Are you paying royalties to any of those guys that you're playing their music?
You asking me?
Well, this was a statement that was given to me.
Oh.
This was like the response was, well, yeah, you want more money because you're talented and you should be paid more. But are you paying anything to the person whose music you are playing?
Well, that's the jump that I'm making right now. With I'm on registered with SOCAN now. I have all the IRSC numbers on all my songs. So if they're played anywhere, it will be registered, kind of.
Yeah.
So now the next stage is to give a list of all the cover songs that I do in all my shows, and and really. If I go and play at local bars, I don't consider it a show. I think I'm there to entertain people.
Right.
If I want to go to a festival, which is a different story, that's a jump to professional for me.
Absolutely.
I haven't got there yet, but I'm going to get there. So.
You've never played any festivals?
No.
Really? I'm surprised.
No. The world is flat, Dave, and we live right on the edge of it. Right here is the edge of the world.
My goodness. Next thing you're going to tell me wrestling's fake. You're crushing my day here, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dave.
Downer.
Wrestling is real. If you can get hurt.
Well, you can that. I got to start wrapping up here with you, but you've got a show coming up first Friday, right?
Cheeky Monkey, first Friday. I think I'm going to get an award for playing the most, the entertainer who has played the most at Cheeky Monkey.
Well, there's a reason they like you, man. You're just likable and they love your music and everything else. Are you a bit sad about the announcement of Cheeky Monkey?
I am. It is. It's amazing that they've been there that long.
I
have to say that must be a hard go. Really.
Yeah, well, to continue to survive as a record store.
Yeah. But they did say that they've been making. If it wasn't for vinyl, they wouldn't be there, because vinyl is really come alive. So
Yeah, it has come back a lot, right? I
Yeah.
know, I've had many conversations with Marianne over the last few years too about vinyls going up and to the right, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
but and they started out as a video store way back in the day, and they've held on. But you know, one of the things I think is great about Cheeky Monkeys is the support they've given not just to the local community in general, but to the music community, and they're just awesome people. You just want to be around Roland and Marianne.
They are. I just go in there just to talk to Marianne and have a jab with Roland.
Yeah. If I don't stop in once a month to say hi to Marianne and Roland's always in the back, and I hate bugging him, but she usually sends me a message and says, "Why haven't you stopped in?"
Roland likes to be bugged. You can bug him anytime you want.
Yeah. I should do it more often than I do. I'll tell him Mike Blackmore sent me back here.
You do that.
I will. So you're going to be there this first Friday, Cheeky Monkey. That's from 7 to 9, right?
7 to 9. Yep.
And you'll have your CDs there as well.
I'll have CDs there, and I mean, they're $10 each, and they're amazing.
I believe it. I started listening to one on Spotify, and I didn't get to finish it, but I've heard you play, so I know what you're all about, and I really.
Well, totally different, Dave. If you haven't heard me in 6 months, it's totally different.
Yeah, it's probably been 6 months, so
Yeah.
I'll have to. Well, I'm going to go to Spotify and listen to you. I'm going to go and listen for free.
Get my 0.004 cents worth.
That's right. Right. Mike Blackmore, pleasure, my friend. We should actually make a point of just going for a coffee in person and talking some more. I always enjoy our conversations. Thanks so much for being here.
We should. That would be fun. Thanks, Dave.
All right, take care. Mike Blackmore from Blackmore and Blackmore. He's a single group. I just love. He's a fantastic guy as well, and of course we were talking earlier about how he's a woodcrafter. He's very, very talented, man. So we'll look forward to seeing him. And you can see him, as we were just talking about, at Cheeky Monkey coming up this first Friday, October 1st Friday. How did that even happen, October 1st? October. Wow. We're going to be talking about Halloween soon. And then, you know, it comes after Halloween, right? Yeah, I'm not allowed to say that yet, so I won't say it. I won't say Christmas. All right. I want to go out in the community now and talk with somebody who I haven't been able to chat with in a while. I'm looking forward to this update from her. PANDAS, PANS Ontario. No, it's not those little cuddly creatures, let me tell you. Kerry Henrikson here from PANDAS, PANS Ontario to talk to us about just what exactly that is. Thanks for being here, Kerry. Good to have you back. I have no volume. I can't hear you. Click whatever you clicked before. No sound. No.
How about now?
Oh, there we go. The magic button. I found it.
Yeah.
It's okay. It happens all the time. Yeah. We do a test. Everything works great.
Yeah, it works fine before.
Like, what happened?
We've got it.
Carrie,
so how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks so much for being here. I've been looking forward to our interview since you booked it because, I've had many conversations with you about this, and I'm happy to see the progress you've been making with it, but there's still a long way to go.
Of course, yes, there's a really long way to go. And we have come a long way, though. You're right in that we've been working at this for about 5 years under this nonprofit organization, and we've seen some really positive changes, and there's a few more on the horizon. So I can't wait to talk to you about all of those. And yeah.
Let's go back to the beginning of this, though, just for those who are maybe seeing you and this disease for the first time. Explain what PANDAS PANS is.
So PANDAS is an acronym for a childhood autoimmune condition called pediatric autoimmune neuropsychiatric disorder associated with streptococcal infections. And PANS actually is just a broader definition of these children with this type of autoimmune encephalitis that are triggered by other infections, not just strep, so other viruses and bacteria. I'm having a little trouble with my headphones here. Some echo, but I think.
Are you watching on Facebook as well?
No, I'm not. No, but it should be fine. So that's what they stand for, and essentially it's a form of autoimmune encephalitis, And what happens after the child is exposed to their infectious trigger, instead of attacking that bacteria, the immune system attacks the healthy tissue in the brain, and it causes a variety of symptoms, some mental illness symptoms like OCD and anxiety, a lot of oppositional behavior, emotional ups and downs, but it can cause a lot of physical ailments as well, and it can interfere with their academic abilities, their fine motor skills, quite a few different things.
And this affects the children, but how does this affect you, mom and dad?
Well, when you have a healthy child one day, and this is really how it happens for the majority of families. For some, it's a little bit more gradual, but in general, there's just a sudden onset where they might go to bed, their happy, thriving self one night, and just wake up the next morning riddled with anxiety or OCD. Or tics as well. So body movements and vocal tics and such.
I would think that this is something, well, coming from, I used to have epilepsy when I was younger. And that was at a time when, what's epilepsy? Right? Or Tourette's syndrome, right? That was back in the 70s. It was like, what's happening here? Why are you lashing out? Like, why are you behaving this way? I would think that would be part of the challenge in the beginning of even doctors going, what is this?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge for the families to often even put into words. Sometimes the child's able to hold it together in the doctor's office, and so the pediatrician is going, I don't really see the changes. What are you talking about? Or maybe they're able to hold it together at school first for the first little while before it becomes more severe. And but at home, it's just completely unmanageable. One of the things we do recommend to our families is to possibly catch some of the new behaviors on video. That could help. Just keep a good journal tracking the symptoms and what you're seeing in relation to when they're sick. And just, you really can't stop advocating for your child. As a parent, when something drastic has happened and something's not right and something's changed. And until you find the right diagnosis and treatment and you see your child improving, you just, as a parent, you don't want to give up. So
yeah, and that's hard to do sometimes, I guess, right? Because just because you speak up doesn't mean anybody's listening.
No, there's our parents face a lot of adversity in the community, in the medical community, and it really has been, this whole movement has been parent driven, to be honest. There are a few wonderful researchers and physicians out there who are tackling this and doing a lot for our children, and we're really, really grateful to them. But we just want to do our part to help get that information in the hands of the parents who need to know this and recognize that when something happens to their child. And we want to get that information into the hands of the doctors who can help them, and and the educators and the people around our kids.
And PANDASFansOntario.org is the website to go find out more about this. And there's a lot of it's not just advocacy for PANDAS Fans Ontario. There's services that they're providing as well. Is that right? So
we're volunteer-based, but we're a peer-based organization. So we offer peer support to the families that are going through this. When my children first started displaying these symptoms and were diagnosed, I didn't even know about it, what was going on, for a couple of years. So because I'd never heard of it. And then it was a whole nother battle, trying to find a doctor who could help us when nothing else was working. So, I didn't want other families to go through that. And that's really where we're all coming from. And once we're able, you'll find that most families who've experienced this are ready to give back and do something to help the next person not have to go through what they went through to help their child. So it's a really, really important part, I think, of survival for these families is the peer support that we provide.
I would think there'd be a lot of mental health being affected by all of this as well, too, right? So that support is certainly important.
Yeah, secondary to what the kids are experiencing because of the illness, there's a lot of stress and just chaos that comes along with it for the other family members, as well as that child on top of the illness. So it's really, really important to be able to access those services. So we provide referrals and resources to help them in a whole slew of different ways.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to you, and I don't know how often you hear it, but I'm proud of what I've seen you accomplish with PANDAS, and I know it is a personal thing to you, but that still doesn't change the hard work that goes along with it. And I remember the early stages, right, a few years ago, to where I'm seeing you now with all of this. So I just wanted to make sure you knew that people are watching and people do care. So I keep going with what you're doing. There's a special documentary that's been put together that's come out of all of this as well. And I guess that's another reason we're here to talk about stolen childhood.
So this is a documentary that our organization played a key role in consulting with the producers and the filmmakers who made this. And my family, as well as some other local families, participated with other families from across Canada.
Yeah.
And we really wanted to just make something that would help people to understand the condition in a very simplistic way, but at the same time to really help everybody understand the impact that this does have on a family, so that they might be able to better help them and support them. And it's we premiered it a year ago. The worldwide premiere was last fall in Chatham, and now we're bringing it to Sarnia. Thanks to some of our local families that we support who have stepped up, Ashley and Tyler Woods, Lori Guthrie, Aaron Korchek. These are some key parents from Sarnia Lambton, who have driven this event. So we are really excited to bring the film and show all of our guests. We have a silent auction happening with some live music provided by Matt Weed. And
Matt Weed's going to be there. Awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, so we're really looking forward to it. We'll have resources there for people who want to learn more. And then we're also going to do a Q&A after the film with our expert, our Ontario pediatric expert, Dr. Wendy Edwards, will be there to answer questions, along with the filmmakers and myself and another parent who's experienced this as well. And we just hope it's going to be a great night to really just start moving awareness forward here in Sarnia Lambton and get the information into the right people's hands to be able to help these families, because they're really struggling to find support.
I was going to say, I think from the beginning of all of this, at least around since knowing you to now, have you discovered more families that are going through this that were maybe before going, that sounds like my child? I didn't know, and now they're starting to realize that they're being affected by this? Yeah, no, we're contacted daily by new families, whether their child's had a recent onset of symptoms or that they're just hearing about this now and their child's been suffering for a very long time. And it's very clear that it doesn't discriminate. It is affecting people all over the world, and it's affecting kids of all ages. And there's treatment that can help, and there's things you can do to ease their suffering. So it's really important that we get this information out there, and to help people understand how, when to recognize that this is PANDAS and not a behavioral disorder. We have quite a few families locally. We have over 800 people in our provincial-wide support group. Wow. Yeah. Well, putting a movie together or something, a documentary like this, not an easy task. No. How were you able to manage to pull that off? Well, just like everything else, I just take every opportunity that's presented to us that might help, help somebody else. And it's pretty clear that this documentary has done just that. It was a family out of Thamesville, Jennifer Davis June and her boys, who really got this whole thing started, and it was just a wonderful experience. The filmmakers did this. It was just a charitable effort. They did it not for profit, not to help to help themselves, but just to help all these children. Nobody making the film even had any attachment to somebody with PANDAS, so they did this. Yeah, and it's really exciting because they've seen a lot of success from it. It's won some awards and been selected for several film festivals, and yeah, it's going to be great. And they're coming down to, I don't know if I mentioned that, they'll be here for the screening, and they have a big announcement to make about the fall public release this fall.
And so we're really excited to be able to see them again and just come together. And it's been a year since the premiere, and it's been quite a journey to watch.
Fantastic. Well, I haven't seen it yet. I have it on my calendar, so I'm hoping that I can come down there and support you and see the documentary as well. And I just want to reimburse, I guess, if you will, the hard efforts that you, and I know many others, you have a team that supports you, but for taking the lead on this and to how you've grown it to where it is. It's challenging, but you're getting there, right? And I know there's a long way to go, and it's nice to see this happening and getting some attention in our community, and
it is
with some supporters like the Woods family, you know.
It is, yeah. And the Awesome Foundation of Sarnia granted us this month's grant to go toward this event and to help us pay for the costs of the theater. So that was a really great surprise, and we're really feeling that support from the communities who are donating toward the event and to the silent auction. And in the word's getting out there, and it feels good to have that. We always say we want to build our village because it seems to be lacking for this particular community. So it's really nice to see the support.
Great. And so when's the event? It's at the Imperial Theatre. You can you get tickets online for it?
Yeah. It's at the Imperial Theatre on Thursday, October 10th, and it's going to start at 6 p.m. Our cocktails and silent auction, etc. And then the film won't start filming until about 7:30. And the Q&A will happen after, and you can get your tickets online at www.imperialtheatre.net. We have a Facebook social media event too, where there's all the other details for the event too. So, yeah,
we're going to share. We'll share all those links and everything after the show, so people can find out more about that. Anything we missed, or you want to make sure you get out there before I let you go back?
I can't wait. It's coming up 10 days, so don't wait too long to get your tickets. And just a big thank you to everybody who has supported us along the way, helped get Pandas Ontario going, and everybody who's helped make this event a success so far. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations to you and all your hard work. Kerry, keep me updated, okay? You're welcome back anytime.
Okay, thanks so much.
Bye for now. Kerry Henrikson of PANDAS Ontario. Quite a story there. We could probably do a documentary just on her and her efforts in all of this. And I really mean I'm glad to see this coming to light here in our community. She mentioned, check them out on Facebook, and you can also check them out on their website. We'll show you all those links. We showed them during the broadcast. We'll post them after the show as well. Thanks again, Kerry. And thanks to all of my guests who joined me here today. Don't forget, Free Stuff Lambton, a Facebook group. We had Ellen and Christian here talking about that. And my friend Mike Blackmore. He is an amazing individual, a musician who will be performing at October 1st Friday. I still can't believe it's October. At October 1st Friday at Cheeky Monkey, he'll be there from 7 to 9. First Friday, lots of things going on, cultural walks downtown. So make sure you get out and check all of that as well. All right, just before we go, a few reminders. There's still some motorcycles on the road, and I'm one of them. So please keep your eyes out there for the two wheels. And the two wheels are going to be keeping an eye out for you as well. And we want to be safe out there, right? And want to say a special thank you as well to AG Event Graphics, one of our major sponsors here on the show and everything we do. You can visit them online at askguy.ca, and also Joe's Discount Tire. Go to Joe's. Let's start over. Go to joesdiscounttire.com to find out all the great deals that they've got on tires as well. And shout out also to our friends at Oswald's Diner, who support the Sarnia Sting broadcasts and the post-game broadcasts that we bring to you here as well, and also our friends at Active Ears Sarnia. Thanks to Christine Fiji and her team for all of that. And if you can't watch me or you don't want to look at me, you can listen to me only wherever podcasts are available to be found, and that's Spotify as well, and Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere there's a podcast, you can probably have a listen to. So I want to say thank you once again to all of my guests, and thanks to all of you for being here. That's all the time I got for you this week. Have a great week and an even better weekend. I will see you next time right here on the show live. Bye for now.